I'm Matt.
I'm Jay. And we're gonna make Cuban beans and rice in a wrap.
You may have been the best one yet.
Yeah. For this meal, you need Cuban beans and rice, which we made and dehydrated.
Just to recap, 2 cans of beans, 2 cans of diced tomatoes, 2 cups of rice, and a whole lot of water.
Yeah, the water's
Seasoning.
not in it yet.
No. And seasoning.
Yeah, seasonings.
Up to you.
We're gonna have some onion, some garlic, a little bit of dried hot pepper from the garden, salt and pepper, cumin, a little jalapeno, rock salt, cilantro, and a little cayenne. So we're gonna start by cutting these up and getting them sauteing in the Instapot, and then we'll add everything else to that. It's important to remember whenever making anything for dehydrating that you want to limit the amount of oil and fat, ideally down to nothing, but you want as little oil and fat going in as you can because that won't dehydrate and it can make your food spoil sooner. As for ingredients and seasonings, one of the things I really like about this meal is that it's super versatile. So you have rice and beans and tomatoes. So if you want to add your favorite salsa in, or if you want to add more spiciness, just go ahead and do that. It'll taste great. And then as for cooking, you want to just make sure that the beans are cooked all the way through. Maybe crack one open because the beans are going to be the hardest thing to rehydrate. Now this is the perfect time to give it a little taste. Make sure you like it because you can add more seasoning now before we dehydrate it. Very good. So now we just need to spap it up onto the dehydration trays. So I'm just using parchment paper. You want to get it as thin as you can. Then we'll take it to the dehydrator. Then once I have it in the dehydrator for a couple hours and it starts to get tacky, I like to pull it up from the parchment paper and just kind of break up the food a little bit so that it dehydrates more evenly. A big benefit of doing a vegan meal that doesn't have any meat in it is that you can dehydrate at a lower temperature and just kind of go low and slow. So I think I did about 18 hours at 130 on this, and that allows the beans to dehydrate slower. It doesn't give them a hard husk on the outside, which would make it harder for the inside to dehydrate or rehydrate later. So then you just need to break up the food as best you can. The more broken up, the quicker it will rehydrate when you're camping. And if you're just going next week, you can put it in a Ziploc bag. You don't have to worry about oxygen spoiling the food. It'll last in a Ziploc bag for a couple weeks, even longer in the freezer. But if you want it to last months, if you're shipping this ahead for a drop, for a through hike, you probably want to use a food saver and just suck all that oxygen out of the food. And this is going to last months like this. This is vegan, no meat in it. And you can also put a moisture absorbing pack in to extend that shelf life further.
And that's it.
We have flour tortillas.
But any kind will do.
And optionally, for meat people, we have dehydrated shredded chicken. And for dairy people, we have some cheese that hasn't gone bad yet.
Come on over. We're
Yeah.
gonna start cooking this.
Yeah, we'll have it done by dark. Maybe.
Fingers crossed.
Can't wait after dinner to hit everyone's highlight.
Yeah.
Hi. This is the next step. We're cooking it. So we have it dehydrated here. This part's pretty complex, so you just hold on to your seats, but we're gonna dump it into water. It should be boiling. Ours is close. Oh, yeah. And that's it. Simple one-step process.
Buy or like on almost required to buy.
Oh, getting crispy. That make the Cuban rice and beans. Oh, a tortilla heating up. Ooh, that's some good crisp. A little watery, but it'll just have to do. Finishing touch. Taco Bell fire sauce. Ooh, yeah, now we're in the cities. Mmm. I need water.
Spicy.
Is it hot?
Hot.
Yeah.
You really
Oh, this sounds